Welcome to Premier League Matchday 31. Now, before I get to the predictions, Arsenal Man City will play this weekend. This weekend in the Carabao Cup final, which I'll go ahead and predict this. It's going to be harder if Man City don't win a trophy this year. So I'm going to go Man City winning it 2-1. Plus, Crystal Palace will not play this week, as well as Wolves. We begin tomorrow between 10th place Bournemouth versus third place Manchester United, 4 p.m. Eastern on USA Network. Bournemouth coming off a draw to Burnley in another draw reserved for Bournemouth. Going up against Manchester United, who crushed Aston Villa and hopefully secured their spot in the Champions League, but they got to finish strong. Only 7 matches, and then they're back in the Champions League. I think this is where Bournemouth ends their streak. But again, Bournemouth has played very well against Manchester United. So do not count Bournemouth in this one. So I'm going to go with a draw. Give me a 1-1 draw. Then on Saturday, 12th place Brighton versus 5th place Liverpool at 8:30 a.m. Eastern on USA Network. Brighton went to Stadium of Light, beat Sunderland 1-0. We'll see if they can get some of those big-time results against a Liverpool squad that just came in with a draw to Spurs, which is a tough one. But also in the Champions League, they destroyed Galatasaray 4-0, and they advanced to the quarterfinals, which is a big time for them. So I could see this as a must-win game for Liverpool. So give me a 2-0 Liverpool win. 11th place Fulham versus 19th place Burnley at 11 a.m. Eastern on USA Network. Fulham got a draw to Nottingham Forest 0-0. While going up against Burnley, who also have the same result 0-0, but they're still in jeopardy for a chance to get not being in last place. So it's going to be a challenging for Burnley, but also I do think they're ending up being relegated. So I'm going to go with Fulham with a critical win, 2-0. Then what could be the match day of the week, this could be another good one. 8th place Everton going up against 6th place Chelsea, 1:30 p.m. Eastern on USA Network. Everton, who kept it close to Arsenal until the 88th or 89th minute when Victor Gyökeres scored the goal, and then capped out with Bowman scoring the second goal. Arsenal won it 2-0, which it was a tough one for Everton. Going up against Chelsea, who lost to Newcastle, by the way. And they also got their, how do I say it? They got destroyed by PSG, and they are out of the Champions League. And now they have to play. They have to fight for a chance to play in the Champions League. Again, Everton could spoil that chance. I'm gonna go with Everton 2-1. Everton wins it. 15th place Leeds United versus 7th place Brentford at 4 p.m. Eastern on USA Network. Leeds got a draw with Crystal Palace 0-0, but there's still a chance that they can still get another season at the Premier League. Got to get some good wins, good results, and this one could be a real one against Brentford, a team that is trying to get a promotion to maybe European football, but also coming off stumbling after that draw 2-2 to Wolves. This is going to be a good one. Listen, I think Leeds can pull on the upset, but I think Brentford prevails 2-1. All right, the match day of the week. This is the Tyne-War derby. Two sides are going to collide. It is 9th place Newcastle United against 13th place Sunderland, 8 a.m. Eastern on USA Network. Newcastle got a huge win against Chelsea 1-0. But then their Champions League, they lost to Barcelona 7-2, crushing defeat for them. Now they have to get back in track because they're going to play their rivals, Sunderland, who coming off a 1-0 loss to Brighton. So boosting confidence, Sunderland. Things are not going well for Sunderland, but they're still automatically returning to the Premier League next season. So look at this game. This is a rivalry that everyone was been waiting for a long time. And the last time these two teams met, I believe Sunderland beat Newcastle, if I'm right, or unless it was a draw. This one could go either way, but I'm going to go with Newcastle. I just think this rivalry means a lot for both Newcastle and Sunderland. It is cut in half, by the way, for the bridge. I think Newcastle prevails 2-1. 4th place, Aston Villa versus 18th place, West Ham at 10:15 a.m. Eastern on Peacock. Villa coming off that 1-3 loss to Manchester United. And just recently, Aston Villa won against Lille, and they're moving on to the quarterfinals in the Europa League. And they're still the favorites to win the Europa League. And probably if they win it, they're going back to the Champions League. Meanwhile, for West Ham, at least they put up a good fight and put a 1-1 draw against Manchester City. So this should be a real test for Aston Villa, but being played at Villa Park, I think Villa wins it. They got to get back on track. Give me Villa winning it 2-1. Finally, the loser has to get relegated. The winner gets a chance to stay at the Premier League. And if it's a draw, I don't know. Both of you guys I don't even know what's going on. You got 16th place Spurs going up against 17th place Nottingham Forest. 10:15 a.m. Eastern on USA Network. Both teams coming off draws, but both teams coming in opposite ways in European football. For Spurs, they won against Atletico Madrid, but eliminated despite the goals that they scored against Atletico Madrid, but they're eliminated. Nottingham Forest. Where's that side? Because they just won in penalties just recently today, and they're moving on to the quarterfinals. That is a shocker. Nobody expect that. Forest and Spurs. Winner, you're staying alive in the Prem. Draw 1-1. That's it for Premier League Matchday 31 predictions. Once again, Man City, Arsenal, Wolves, Crystal Palace are not playing this week. And also Arsenal, Man City are playing at the Carabao Cup final. My prediction for that is Man City winning it 2-1. If you've not seen my other videos, go check them out on my channel. Of course, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for more sports news.